To receive constant, actionable tips to help you improve your quality of life, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Then tap the bell icon to be the first to watch our new videos.
Life is an interesting race of obstacles and challenges, but there are some lessons we wish we would have known at a younger age, considering how late in life we end up learning them. Welcome to Bare Minimal, and today we'll be presenting you with 5 things you wish you knew when you were a teenager. Stay until the end of our video for some incredible insights on your life and things you should know. And also subscribe to Bare Minimal for more great videos like this one. 5th place, you should play the long game. Life is a long race of obstacles, as we said in the beginning, but we want to emphasize the long part of things, which is something many people forget when doing business or learning new skills. The things you do at the beginning of your life, the decisions you take health-wise, relationship-wise, and financially will affect you later in the long game. Playing the long game is one of the best things you can do when investing in a business or even yourself. However, what does it mean to play the long game? Most of the things we do have been done so for immediate gratification. We think on things for the future. However, the truth is that to be successful in our life, we have to understand that most changes require a long time to take place. It will take between 7 and 10 years of long-term planning, hustling, and working to actually see any notable change in your lifestyle. However, the quicker we begin, the quicker we can start taking action. Despite this seeming like a very long time, the truth is that time passes anyway. You'll find yourself regretting that you never planned ahead once the time passes, which it will inevitably do anyway. Visualize yourself in 2 years, then 5 years, and then 10 years. Have a vision of where you'd like to be in that time and develop goals to achieve that. That also means that if you don't eat healthy, work out, or be nice with your body from a young age, you'll end up suffering the weight of those decisions later down the road. The best choice you can do is play the long game by investing early, being healthy, and also investing in your own skills for the long term. That includes investing in retirement or working to pay down your debt. 4th place, be yourself. In a world where everyone wants to sell you something, and as a teenager, you are bombarded with social media models who make you feel self-conscious, or the media trying to shape you, it's hard to be yourself. But the truth is that most of the things we believe aren't actual thoughts by ourselves. They are only society's conditioning, and how it has affected our behavior, and letting our circumstances define who we are and what we can do in our life is a big example of that. This toxic way of thinking locks you into a certain number of paths you can take with your life simply by wrongly believing something that's not healthy for you. You can say that our greatest power is our ability to choose, yet so many people let other things choose for them. Choose their self-image, their identity, their perceived place in this world. If you want to stop letting your circumstances define you, you need to define who you are and what you can achieve in this world yourself, without letting others do it for you. We are often told that we're the product of our environment, our circle, our upbringing, our conditioning, and everything that's outside of ourselves. There's a negative message in all of these things, that we're victims of influences beyond our control, that we're not free. Like, we can be influenced by the outside, but we can't change anything on the inside. How does this make sense to anybody? To be sure, they play a part, as psychology has proven. However, these things only define a person so much as they let it, and the sort of person who lets what is beyond him determine who he is, what he is, and so on, is someone who wholly believes he can be nothing but that. Be your own version of you, not the Instagram edited one, or the one who your friends or parents want you to be. If you're your own self early, you'll be happier down the road. 3rd place, start early. Starting early is something entrepreneurs and coaches alike recommend everybody who seeks their services. This one goes hand in hand with waking up early, but starting to build your character, discipline, and entrepreneurial spirit as early as possible will help you become more successful down in the road. That doesn't mean that big companies can't be set up by businessmen later in life. McDonald's, Coca-Cola, and KFC were all set up by founders over 50 years of age. However, young entrepreneurs have more incubator programs running for them, and awards like Forbes 30 Under 30 or Angel Investors for young startups are more common than for older entrepreneurs. Starting early helps you build your entrepreneurial spirit and habits from a young age, and at that time, the brain will have an easier time developing and incorporating habits for its routine rather than a later time down the road. On top of that, getting back to a beginner's mindset is hard when you're already late. A person starting late already has a lot of liabilities on him and most likely have their family members depending on their earnings. There is uncertainty, which at this point of time in life is the biggest blocker. Second place. Don't be afraid of failure. Most of the time, we feel paralyzed in life due to fear of failure in a specific area of our lives. That's because society conditions us to fear failure and be afraid of trying something that we can't control. The truth is that we cannot control anything in our lives. At some point in life, we all have to deal with pain, whether we like it or not. And although that's not within our control, we can choose to handle the situation with grace and growth. In the end, how we react is what truly matters. After all, you can't make an omelet without breaking some eggs. You need to train your mind to cope with insecurity too. If you're feeling too insecure, ridden with fear of what's happening around you, you're going to be weakening yourself in the long term. Practice mindfulness. It will help you in all areas of your life. Start meditating and thinking of the things in your present life instead of dwelling on the past and worrying about the future. Meditation is a great way to connect with yourself by sitting still and letting your mind go wild. You'll be able to cope with what you're feeling simply by spending a few minutes of quiet, unmoving silence. Try practicing this for around 30 days or so, and you'll feel much more powerful to conquer yourself. First place, avoid vices. Vices are an important behavior to highlight as a teenager, as most of those who end up following them began during their early days as teenagers. Not only are vices very negative to our health most of the time, they are also really expensive. Buying a daily cigarette for $1 might not sound like much, but do it for a year and that's already $365 or even more. Some people end up selling millions on their vices, such as alcohol, smoking, or even controlled substances in 10 years' time. And worst of all, vices are almost always negative to your health. They are expensive, they are bad for you, and they waste your time and focus. So why spend anything on a vice? On top of that, you might end up with terrible health issues later down the road. It might bring up your risk of heart disease, stroke, diabetes, obesity, sudden death, and many other terrifying things. As a teenager, you might feel tempted to try out all of those things, and by all means, you should do so if you desire, but don't be carried away by the peer pressure and end up getting addicted to smoking, drinking, or something much worse. Losing your life to vices is not worth it. So, what did you think of all these incredibly insightful life lessons? Do you wish you had learned any of these in the past? Let us know in the comments your experience with each of these. Also, make sure to leave us a like, share this video with your friends, and also subscribe to our channel for more great videos like this one. We hope you've enjoyed our video, and we'll see you next time.
If you liked this video, give it a big thumbs up, and don't forget to share it with your friends. For more hacks and advice on living a purposeful life, subscribe to our YouTube channel. See you next time.